everybody. Welcome to a very special edition of the Fuzzy Corner. As you can see, we're not in the fuzzy corner. We're in a little slice of my happy place. And I know, my happy place looks like I'm up in the clouds. And that's because I am up in the clouds. When I was growing up, my dad used to always say, "Keith, you always have your head in the clouds." And he almost said it like it was a negative thing. And I just want to let you know that having your head in the clouds is not a bad thing. It's only a bad thing if you only stay living in the clouds. You always need to make sure to be conscious of what's around you and what's going on in your day-to-day life outside of the happy place in your mind. And over the years, I've developed a couple little tricks that have really helped me harness my happy place so that way I can live in it all the time while still being aware of my surroundings. These little tricks come down to two things. I call them yoga and meditation. Yoga is a practice that comes from India from many, many, many years ago. And it basically consists of a mental, physical, and spiritual activity that you do, and when you do it properly, it activates and builds upon the three connections of which I just stated. And yoga is a very amazing thing. Not only does it help you physically stay in shape, but more importantly, mentally stay in shape. And it helps you go inward and connect with the true nature of yourself. Meditation is the icing on the cake, or not even the icing on the cake, but more so the actual batter. Until you get the right batter and bake the foundation of your cake, the icing and all the toppings, they don't matter. And really, yoga and meditation are like the key parts of the cake. So we're talking about like the filling and the icing, like all the main parts that are super, super delicious. At any rate, this whole episode is to help introduce you to these two little tricks, because I promise you, if you find a way to incorporate them to your day-to-day life, slowly but surely, you're gonna be in the happy place all the time. Are you ready? Do you wanna do some yoga? Maybe a little meditation? Great, let's do it. All right, let me slide down the rainbow. Here we go. Whee! All right, this spot looks perfect. Now that I found a cloud with a little bit of space for me to move around, I can unravel my magic yoga mat and teach you guys some moves. Now, I don't like to tell people this, it's kind of a secret, but the way that I travel to and from my happy place in the clouds is on this magic yoga mat. It's like Aladdin's magic carpet, but it's a yoga mat. All right, let me lay that out there, make sure this is in a good place, and then we can get started. Now, before we begin, I want to teach you a quick little meditation, because when we finish our yoga, we're going to do a little bit of a meditation within the yoga, so I can begin to show you guys how the two of them work harmoniously together. All right, this little meditation trick involves controlling your breathing. Now, I want you to keep your mouth closed and breathe only through your nose. Can you do that? Now, we're going to breathe in slowly for 4 counts. Can you count to 4? Awesome. All right, let's do it. So basically, when we count in for 4, we're then gonna hold our breath for 7 seconds. And then when we finish holding our breath, we're gonna slowly blow out for 8 seconds. And that's 1 full cycle. Are you ready? Okay. Perfect. That was 1 full time. So at the end of yoga, we're going to do something called savasana. And basically, when you lie there and rest, Instead of resting and thinking and letting your mind wander, I want you to focus on doing these little breath techniques that I just taught you. This is going to help you to go inward, to feel your breath, to feel your heartbeat, to realize what's going on inside of there is really, really cool. Okay, guys, are you ready? Perfect. We're going to start our yoga class today with a very common pose. It's called downward dog. You may have seen some people do this before. You may have even seen your pets do this before, because I know doggies and I know bunnies and all sorts of animals like cats too that do downward dog. That's why it's called downward dog. Are you ready? Okay. Now before we get started, we have to make sure that we have the proper attire. So first things first, I'm going to take off my jewelry because we don't want this coming in the way of when I do my yoga. So take off this beautiful necklace here, which is a crystal quartz. And now we're going to talk about crystals at some point, but that's for a whole nother day. See that beautiful guy? All right, let's put this over here. And then we're going to take off these two necklaces, which is also a crystal. Let me see if I can get him unhooked here. All right. You know what? This is taking too much time. Let me just magically poof it all away. Are you ready? Okay. Oh man, that's much better. Now that all of my jewelry is taken off, I can do my yoga without it coming in the way. Now, if you don't have your shoes already taken off, now's a good time to take them off because you don't want to do yoga with shoes on, so that way you have good traction and you can connect with the earth beneath you. Now that you know all of the little rules that we need, let's learn some poses. The first one is downward dog. Now, if you've learned your alphabet, then you'll recognize this shape. It's a V, but upside down. Let's take your hands out past your shoulders, and your feet, if they can touch the ground, your heels, then that's great. But you can totally bend your knees and do whatever it takes to get your hips to go straight up. That's the whole purpose of this stretch. So we'll go in, we can shake out the legs, do a little waddle on each side, maybe sway from side to side. And you know what this kind of looks like? One of my favorite dance moves. It's called Shake Your Booty. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty. Oh, shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty. Oh, you can do it. All right. Now that we've finished shaking out our booty, let's move to the next pose. The next pose involves bringing our knee all the way up in between our hands. If you can't move your foot in between your hands in one swift movement, that's totally okay. You can slowly bring your knee up towards your hands, however feels most comfortable for you. Now, after your one knee is placed in between with your foot and your hands, you bring the other knee up to meet it at the front of your mat. Just like so. Now, what we're going to do here, it's called a forward bend. You can have a little bend in your knees, and I want you to just lean over as if your head was going to fall on your feet. Let everything go. Don't worry about your hands. Don't worry about your facial expressions. Unclench your jaw. Relax your muscles. Just hang over your feet. Doesn't that feel good? Now, I want you to put your hands on your hips and slowly roll yourself up until you're standing straight. Now, we're going to bend forward one more time, but I want to teach you a little trick. Do you know what a peace sign looks like? Like this, right? Okay, so I want you to make a peace sign when you bend over. It will look like this. So let's slowly We're going to bring our hands up top first over your head as if you're a big mountain or the tip of a house. And then we're going to swan dive all the way down to the ground. You bring your hands like a teepee on the ground. And remember, bend those knees a little bit. It's okay. We want to fully let go. All right. Now here's where the peace sign comes into play. Take your peace signs and bring them together so they look like this. And we're going to take those peace signs and we're going to wrap them around our big toe. Now that they're wrapped around our big toe, we can bend over and come up from our bent over position to look straight out. And I want you to look forward and gently, gently use your fingers as a way of leveraging the stretch in your legs. Now you don't want this to hurt. You just want to feel a stretch. Whatever's comfortable for you is what's the perfect amount. Now release your peace sign and bend back over. Hands on the ground. Make sure you breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now from here, we're going to do one of my favorite poses. Let's start by bringing our knees to the ground so we almost look like a table. And now we're going to bring our booty down to our heels. You spread your knees out, but keep your ankles together. This is called child's pose, so you guys should probably like it. Now you can either stretch your arms out in front of your head, or maybe make a little pillow with your hands for your head. Rest your forehead right on your hands. If you can sit on your ankles, that's great. If not, don't worry about it. The point is that we're pretending our hips are trying to sit on the ankles. If you don't want to make a pillow, it's totally okay to keep your hands right by your side too. All of this is okay. Remember, whatever is comfortable for you is what you should do. That's the beautiful part about yoga. There is proper ways to do it, but whatever feels right for you is right for you, and we encourage that. Don't push yourself, only push yourself in a way that is actually going to bring benefit over a long period of time. We don't want to hurt ourselves, because if we hurt ourselves too early, then we can't actually continue our practice. Alright. Now let's slowly come back up to all fours and swing our legs around so we can sit down on our bottom. Kind of in a cross-leg position. And now I want you to bring your feet together so that way it makes a diamond out of your legs and feet. And now take both of your hands and scoop it underneath your heels. And now most people, when you see them stretch, they might grab their feet like this, but this is actually better for your hips, and it's a more natural way of opening up your thighs. So we're gonna grab and scoop under our heels, and then we're gonna breathe in, and on the exhale, start to bend over. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. You want to get a little deeper stretch, you breathe back in, and bring your spine back up. You can move your feet a little closer to your body. Keep scooping underneath the heels. Breathe in and bend back down. Relax your shoulders, pull them away from your ears. Relax your body. Feel the heaviness in your hips. rise from your spine. And now swing your feet around. Point them straight up in the air. And slowly lower your back to the ground. This is the Savasana. Have your palms facing upward. Close your eyes. Relax your body. Try not to think. Instead, observe what your body feels like. Do you feel good? Do you feel loose? Do you feel relaxed? I'm going to stop talking now, and I want you to think about what you feel like. And if you remember carefully that meditation trick I taught you in the beginning about breathing, while you lie there and observe what's going on inside of your body, I want you to do that type of breathing technique. Are you ready? Okay, let's start breathing in. Hold your breath. Exhale. Breathe in. Hold your breath. Breathe out. Let's do it one more time. Slowly return your breathing back to normal. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Feel the energy flowing through your body. Slowly open up your eyes. Roll your knees up. Let them fall to the side and bend over. So that way, you're lying on your side. Slowly push yourself up so that way your head rises last. Let's come back to that folded cross-legged pose. Bring your hands together to your heart. Thank yourself for taking the time to get to know your body, to get to know your mind, to do something good and healthy and beautiful for yourself. Namaste, my friends.